One of the things you may be faced with when working with these 16-ounce acrylic tumblers is placing a long name or possibly a phrase, or maybe someone wants their full name, on a tumbler, and when you wrap it around it tends to curl up, as you see here. So I've put subscribe to TroyTube on there as an example, and it kind of gives it a, I guess, a smiley face look. So with the angle and pitch of the curve combined with that curve, you end up with some crooked text, and I'll show you how to fix that.
There are actually two different ways I can give you to approach correcting the alignment of text on those acrylic tumblers to make sure it applies as straight as possible. One way is to use the project I'm going to share publicly. It is going to be in the video description down below, so you can sign into Design Space and then either copy paste the URL or click the link in that video description, and it should open to the image that you see on your screen, which is the layout for the tumbler. The second way you can do that is actually to download and import the SVG file from my website. Gerald Wilson, who is one of the active members in the Facebook groups, was kind enough to create that layout and give me permission to use it in the video. If you import the SVG file, however, into Design Space does have a small issue with importing SVGs as the correct size. So if you import that, you will want to click the item and click on the Edit panel and change the size to 11.04 inches. So we will insert our text, and what we want to do is curve our text around the template, and the top curve and the bottom curve are slightly different due to the tapering of the acrylic tumbler. So the bottom curve has just a tiny bit more arc to it than the top curve does. So you may want to compensate for that just a little bit, but generally I don't worry about it. If you want to go all the way around the tumbler, you probably will want to make sure you get that accurate. However, I'm going to just put this phrase around the middle of the tumbler as an example to show you the difference. So the way I'm going to do this is actually click on that layer, and I'm going to duplicate it and then move it down about halfway. Next, I'm going to hold my Shift key and select both objects, and then I'm going to align them based on their center, and then I'm going to attach them just so I don't accidentally move one. We'll move that to the back so we can see our text work with it. Now, unfortunately, there is no way to curve text in Design Space, so what we're going to do is zoom in, and then we're going to right click on the text and isolate the letters, and then we will manually move and adjust these letters and put them into place. And I'll go ahead and move all of these letters and get them into place, and then I will resume the video towards the end just so you don't have to sit through several minutes of me making these adjustments. One of the things you can do as you're rotating and adjusting these letters is use that little box, the bottom of that box, to align along the curve. And that'll make it a little bit easier for you to see where you're placing those letters and how accurately you're getting them aligned. And now that I've just about got all the letters in place, put the last couple into place and get them rotated as close as I can. And I'll zoom back out. And as you can see, my text now has a nice little arc to it. Now I'm going to hide that template in the background, and then I'll select all my text, and I can either attach or weld them. If you're using a script font that requires for the letters to be attached, you'll want to weld them so that they do not cut in between. And we'll click go, and we'll go ahead and put the vinyl in and cut this, and then I'll show you on camera how we apply it to the tumbler and what the difference will be on the alignment as well.
Here's my vinyl that I've cut, and as you can see, it has a slight arc to it, and I'm going to use some contact paper to transfer this. I know a lot of people use the Dollar Tree contact paper, but I really don't like that stuff. The contact brand seems to work much better for me most of the time. So I'll go ahead and apply this, and then we'll apply it to the tumbler and show you how straight it is compared to the first set of text I put on, which was actually cut in a straight across pattern. Okay, so I would have filmed actually applying it, but I don't think we need to go through that. It's kind of hard to do when you only have one set of hands here. But as you can see, the top layer is the one that I just applied, which was the one with a little bit of an arc to it that I used the template for. And you can see how much straighter it goes on to the cup Now I accidentally did put it a little bit crooked, so that left side there at the very end curls up a little bit more than it should, but you get the idea. If your text is arced a little bit, it will go on a lot straighter, and you can really see towards the edges how much more evenly it applied than the bottom row, which was a straight cut.
If you're interested in my support services or consulting services, please visit my website at www.troyyoung.com for most current pricing information. Additionally, you can go to patreon.com/troyyoung to help support my channel. Hopefully my video has been helpful to you. If it has been, please subscribe to my channel, and by all means, please share my videos.